All right, guys, let's get into this story. This is a really crazy story, and I can't even believe the outcome. Okay, guys, I'm finally going to attempt to cover the Chris Watts case. This case is just so freaking hard for me. It happened a very decent amount of time ago. I know the case very, very well. When this first happened, actually, I think it was I can't remember exactly. I think it was a year after it happened. Joseph and I were in our apartment. Lana was like 8 or 9 months old, and we watched the sentencing, and I knew nothing about the case other than like he murdered like his entire family. I didn't know the like in depth of what he did to those little girls. And when I tell you that still to this day, I have moments where I just weep over these little girls. And just the thought of what they were thinking before he killed them. And just to think, your parents, you're brought into this world by your parents, and for him to kill them, he was one of the main people that they trusted and that they loved unconditionally. I also want to share I'll share this about the mistress. I'll just go ahead and get it out of the way. I believe Nicole Kessinger did have something to do with it. And I didn't think that before. Then I found a subreddit thread and did some researching and followed up on some things. And then I rewatched her interrogation video. And I really don't have anything great to say about her. Everybody's entitled to view, if they think that he was just a pure man. He clearly is a monster. I'm not taking anything away from that and putting it on her. I just believe that she played parts. But with that said, give me 1 second. Okay. Freaking audio stuck in my head from TikTok. The one where it's like, I like my suitcase. All right, let's do a really quick recap on Chris Watts. Easier if I just do it this way, then I don't mess anything up. And nobody comes at me sideways. Like, that's not the correct night, you guys. All right. Chris Watts. You see, when was this? What year did he do this? I just want to know what year he did it. Six years ago. Okay. Chris Watts was your average American dad. Shannan was his wife. They had 2 children together, and Shannan was currently pregnant with their 3rd child, who happened to be a boy. And they did, they were really big into that whole what we call multi-level marketing crazy shit. Thrive, like the vitamin stuff and wearing the patches and all that stuff. From the outside, it looked like everything was good in their family, and it sure as hell looked like they made good money. They had a beautiful house. In fact, I think their house just sold on Zillow. And there's something strange too that's going on. Well, that went on with that. The couple that bought the house after they passed, or after Shannan and the babies were killed, and he obviously went to prison. The couple that moved in there had like the same amount of children. They got into domestic disputes. They just sold the house. I think they're divorcing. So they're saying everyone's like, "Oh, the house is cursed." Whether it is or not, there ain't no way I could live in a house where we don't really know. He didn't. He claims that he did it right before. We don't know. I don't know who the hell got killed in there, and I don't want to live in a house with all that bad energy. He was having an affair and with Nicole Kessinger, and he killed his wife, and then killed his two daughters and stuffed them in oil tanks at like one of his like on-site jobs, and dug a shallow grave where he put his wife, who was also pregnant with their third child. He then went on the news, which we will watch that. Let's just watch this whole thing.
This is precious.
I do just want to forewarn anybody that's sensitive to this kind of. I went down a little rabbit hole not too long ago where I rewatched the interrogation video. It was like 7.5 hours long while I listened to it. I rewatched all the Lifetime movies. I obsessively thought about the case, and I could not get myself out of thinking about the victims. And I have that problem a lot of the times in cases where I'm just like, I'm such an empath that I don't know, there's nothing that I can do but share the story. And yeah, so with that said, this may, if you got really into this case and you're just trying to just stay away from it, I understand. There's more videos on my channel that you can go and watch, but I'm feeling okay to watch it. So let's get into it. I guess I should provide a little bit of context. If you haven't seen this, this is the cops come walking into the neighbor's house. Chris Watts is trying to see if the neighbors have caught anything on their ring camera footage of Shannan and the kids. He's just acting this whole time. So.
What's that?
Nothing on there. You just have my camera. Lay down.
Loading my stuff up in my coolers, my water jugs, my book bag, my computers, some of the tools that I have in the toolbox. I knew I was going to have to do some pumping into rubbers today. That's why I was out so far.
Is this on continually
Yep.
recording?
Yep. Well,
It's not, is it motion or is it?
event,
Okay, so it's motion.
any motion event that happens, I get cars driving from this street, and this is him at 517.
I usually park out there on the side. I just want to get everything back in.
I remember when I first watched this, and I'm going to try not to interrupt too much, but you guys know this case to me is like, the over-explaining, dead giveaway. Dead fucking giveaway. And I say this in every case, but I know I'm a crazy motherfucker, but when there are people who commit these types of crimes and then are able to stand around and act and play and pretend like they have that my brain can't comprehend it. I cannot comprehend it. It's just a different type of fucking crazy.
Be easier to lug everything out there, all the tools that I had to bring in. What else can I do with this?
My detective just showed up. So he'll probably.
Look at his eyes. I wish I knew how to zoom in, but I'm still learning how to do things on this whole thing. And oh my gosh, his eyes.
Probably want to talk to you. You'd probably, like I said, he might have you call like the bank and see if there's any kind of activity.
Because if there was any sort of action out
On
there,
his cameras,
I would have got it.
like
Right.
we had issues the other week when people were stealing stuff out of like garages and stuff like that, and I had parked my truck
I
up
had
here.
to park right here.
Yeah. So
You can
someone,
see if
I could
anything
see where someone tried to jimmy with a flathead screwdriver over there, and it was just like,
But if any action would have happened, any cars or anything left your house, I would
yeah,
have
if it
got
would
it.
have been like right in that area, it should have picked. I mean,
Oh, it'll pick up anything coming down the street this way.
you know where that tree there too?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Watch, I'll show you. There's nothing on here. We've already watched that one. But like, you'll see this car.
What security system do you have?
Xfinity. Oh, you can see this car starting to drive down the street. here.
That one.
Oh, look, okay.
See what I'm saying? It picks up all the way down there.
That's cool.
He's next door.
Can we go?
I was talking about dispatcher. It'll be close for.
Cause yeah, we can pick up cars coming this way. I get anything coming this way and making this turn. So, and usually at night I pick up the cars pulling a U-turn. So, unless they pulled right here,
Yeah.
but I would have caught her walking out. Diesel.
You're good.
But yeah, I thought nothing.
Nothing for the rest of the day.
No, that's it.
She's pregnant as well.
How far along?
14, 15 weeks.
I know that this is something that went viral a long time ago, but watch this. My God. A little remembrance that you also killed your third child, who was still in Shannan's body. Oh my God.
She's pregnant as well.
How far along?
14, 15 weeks.
I thought her friend leaving out here at 2 in the morning, I think. My camera.
There wasn't nothing. It was like all like those blankies and those, and then her lawyer was on the nightstand. Her phone was still there.
Cause she dropped her off at 1 in the morning, right?
She's done. My doorbell said 1:48. She came in.
Okay.
I always wonder, and I'm sure that they have, I'm sure this has been determined, but I just don't remember what time he killed her. If she came in at 1:48, did he like lay in the bed and wait for her to come to bed and then he smothered her? I can't, I'm pretty sure this was explained, but this, this happened quite some time ago, but she came in at 1:48 from the airport, 1:48 a.m. And then there's also the question of had he already murdered the daughters and then Shannan was last, but he states that he murdered Shannan first, then drove the daughters were alive in the car in the truck and then suffocated them one by one and then on the scene at the oil tank. But who really truly knows? We don't know. We can't believe him, obviously. Also, why would he take the chance of having the little girls be alive? Because taking them to the car, they could have easily, started talking out loud. What if there was a neighbor outside and they're like, "Oh, my mommy's sick," and the neighbor were to come over and be like, "Oh my gosh, what happened to this woman?" And I don't know. Would he have taken that chance? Who knows? We'll never know. We truly will never know. But I have heard that he's in confinement and that he's gained a lot of weight and has lost all of his hair. So, fuck you, Chris Watts.
This is her friendly man at 1:48.
So as soon as it picks up motion, it like back off. Okay. I thought you.
That was the start of the video.
Yep.
1:48.
In the morning.
I didn't pick her up going into the house though.
It didn't. And I usually pick him up when he comes walking through here.
Mm-hmm.
I pick him up. So it doesn't show her walking into the house. Or she would have walked by when we just saw him. That's
Okay.
the other dogs. They see all these people coming in and they're like, what is going on?
Yeah.
And you know it's have to describe it.
Mm-hmm. How long does it typically record for?
30 seconds, I believe, at a time. But this is at 148, and then the next one I have is 105, whatever. So nothing, no cars came through, because I guarantee, with the headlights, it picked up the headlights automatically.
And my Vivint said that at 5:27, my garage door was left open. But that could have been the sensor as well. It says it was shut during the day, but I think when Nikki's son, he may try to move the door around, maybe when they were trying to get in the door, in the garage door, and it probably broke the laser there. That's because my alarm started going off.
Well, I know he said the front door he tried going in, but he had the lock up.
That's for
So
the
that
kids,
set
so
it
they
off,
don't get out.
right?
And our remote on the outside doesn't work anymore. It got wet and the whole radio on the back.
So yeah, that was it.
Okay. All right. Appreciate your time.
Yeah, no problem.
Thanks.
Hopefully something comes up here.
Yeah.
Mind if you just want to go talk to him? I'm going to get his info real quick. No.
He says he's not acting right. Now, this is Chris Watts' neighbor. So, I mean, apparently he was a really quiet guy. He's really talkative.
Rocking back and forth, and if you look, he never loads his stuff in and out of the garage ever.
Right.
This is completely random, but I just have to say it. These houses in Colorado are just so beyond beautiful. I cannot get over the extremely tall ceilings and just the focal points that it just, so beautiful.
And it doesn't look like he came from right here. It looks like he came from down the street. And then the other thing that doesn't make sense is why.
All right, so the rest of that video, they're basically just talking to him, and then I think like his son is talking. Oh, we have to watch. Okay, this is what truly killed us all.
This is why your blood sugar spikes and feet burns. Did you know type 2 diabetes is a completely reversible condition?
Chris Watts, WATTS.
Wow. What's going on right now around your house?
Right now, it's got K9 units, the sheriff's department. Everybody's like they're doing their best right now to figure out like if they can get a scent, see where they went. If they went on foot, they went in a car, or they went somewhere. And right now, it's just like they've been on point. They're going through the house trying to get a scent, and hopefully they can pick something up to where it's going to lead to something.
What happened?
I never noticed this before, but it does look like he has like a hickey on his neck right here. And he has this every time I rewatch this interview, he has this very like malicious smirk the whole time. And I know that, I mean, we know he did it. Obviously, he confessed as well. But I know that with like anxiety and pressure, your face will tend to like can do some weird things. Shit, I make some weird ass faces sometimes. But he has like the corners of his mouth are just like up as if like, to me, and I'm no body language expert, it's just like, okay, yeah, what I'm saying sounds believable. This sounds good. This sounds good. Okay, this sounds good. That's what I get from it.
Your wife came home. Tell me
She came home from the airport 2 a.m. and I left around 5:15. She was still here, and like about 12:10 in that afternoon, her friend Nicole showed up at the door. Like I had texted Shannan a few times that day, called her, say, but she never got back to me. But she wasn't getting back to any of her people as well, and that's what really concerned a lot of people. Is like, if she's not getting back to her, like if she doesn't get back to me, that's fine. Like she gets busy during the day, but she didn't get back to her people, which was very concerning. And Nicole called me when she was at the door.
And when he says her people, he's talking about, like I said, Shannan did like multi-level marketing stuff. And these types of people, it's like I gotta be careful with my words because it's like you recruit people to buy the vitamins and all of that, and then you like coach them and stuff. And so when he's saying her people, her clients.
And that's when I came home and then walked in the house and nothing was vanished. Nothing was here. I mean, she wasn't here. The kids weren't here. Nobody was here.
What's your wife's name?
Shannan, Shannan.
What's your kids' name?
Bella and Celeste.
How do you spell Celeste?
Celeste.
How old are your daughters?
4. Bella's 4. Celeste is 3.
And so, how many times did you try calling her?
I called her 3 times, texted her about 3 times just to say, what's going on. Like because after I called her and texted her once, it's like maybe she was just busy. Like she had just gotten back. Like everybody's probably calling her from her trip. She just got back from Arizona, and I figured she was just busy. But when her friend showed up, that's what it was like. It registered like, all right, this isn't right.
Do you think she just took off? Do you think?
I mean, right now I don't even want to just like throw anything out there. Like I hope that.
So you're saying you don't want to throw out there that you killed all 3 of them and drove 45 minutes to an hour to one of your job sites, disposed the little girls' bodies in oil tanks, and dug a shallow grave for your wife and unborn son? Because that's actually what happened. Oh my God. How did he not get the death penalty? I don't remember. We're going to find out again.
She's somewhere safe right now and with the kids. But I mean, could she just taken off? I don't know. But if somebody has her and they're not safe, like I want them back now. Like that's what's in my head. Like if they're safe right now, they're gonna come back. But if they're not safe right now, that's the not knowing part. Like if they're not safe, last night I had every light in the house on. I was hoping that I would just ran over by the kids running in the door and just like barrel rushing me, but it didn't happen. And it was just a traumatic night trying to be here.
I'm gonna ask some kind of tough questions about your relationship with your kids.
My kids are my life. I mean, those smiles light up my life. And there's like, I mean, last night.
I can't listen to him with his bullshit when it comes to that. You killed your kids. Oh my God. My brain just cannot comprehend this level of evil. Evil walks this earth. And a guy like this that just does everything perfectly, goes to work, provides for his family, is quiet and easygoing, and always the ones you don't expect.
Like during when they usually eat dinner, it was just like I miss them. Like I miss telling them, hey, you got to eat that or you're not gonna get your dessert. Just like you're not gonna get your snack after. I miss that. Like I miss them. Cuddle up on their couches, they have like a Minnie Mouse couch and a Sophia couch that they cuddle up on and watch, you know, Bubble Guppies or something. And it was just like, you know, I was it was tearing me apart last night, and I needed that. I needed that last night, and for nobody to be here last night and to go into their rooms and know that I wasn't going to turn the rain machines on, and I know that I wasn't going to turn their monitor on, and know I wasn't going to kiss them to bed tonight. It was that's why last night was just horrible. I couldn't do it. I want everybody to just come home. Like wherever they're at, come home. That's what I want.
What was she gone for? She was on. She came back Sunday. You said at 2 at night.
Yeah, because her flight got delayed from Arizona because of like other storms around the nation. So she's supposed to get home like 11. She got home at like 1:48. She got in bed about 2.
What was she going for? Like family trip or what?
It was a Thrive direct sales. It was a local event that was down there between a bunch of leaders in the company.
And that day she was back. I mean,
I left work early that morning, like 5:15, 5:30. So like she barely let me.
All right, enough of his bullshit. Because I don't think I could do even. What is it? Oh, we're only 4 minutes in, 5 minutes in. Do you want to do his sentencing? I'm gonna also, I want to make sure that I link his full interrogation video, just in case. I'm just writing this down so I can remember. Because I forget everything. Because I have ADHD. Just because clearly I can't stay and cover hours and hours and hours. The interrogation video alone is 7 hours. It's something good to like if this case is new to you. It's something that if you want to just like put it on in the background. If you're into this kind of stuff, obviously. If you weren't, you wouldn't be even made it this long in the video. But maybe this week, while you're prepping your turkey for Thanksgiving, put the interrogation video on in the background. I love to cook and clean and listen to interrogation videos or anything crime related. I actually had his interrogation video on while I deep cleaned the kitchen, played some Power Wash Simulator, did some laundry. And they polygraph him, which some of it I did have to skip through because it's a little excessive. But let's see. Let's get to his I would want to play this, but I don't know if I would get copyrighted for it. Let's see. Trying my best to not be copyrighted. Whew, that's a picture. What's this? I don't know. What was that? Chris Watts video clip: little girl giggles during canine. Bro, stop! He killed those girls before. They were not alive when he drove them. What? We're rewatching that. Holy shit! Oh hell no! Mm-mm.
Yeah, it sounded like a kid toy. Something. There was a. I heard it. Did you hear it? I did. Sounded like a kid giggling or something, didn't it? Or a kid. It did.
I've never seen this. That was Shannan's closet.
I heard it. I definitely heard the same thing you did. Yeah, and then he just sort of turned around and looked. I
Oh my god. Oh wait. Okay. That was creepy. Oh my gosh, you guys. I listened to this. I'll talk about that in another one. God, my ADHD is so bad today. Holy shit, that scared me. Let's see. Let's go ahead and just go look at his sentencing. Something brief.
Raw drama in court as the cold-hearted killer who murdered his pregnant wife and 2 daughters is sentenced. The father of slain Shannan Watts gave an emotional statement venting his anger and grief.
You heartless monster. You have no heart or feelings or love. Prison is too good for you. This is hard to say, but may God have mercy on your soul.
Shannan's mother reminded Watts of a heartbreaking video his daughter Bella recorded.
My daddy is a hero. He helps me grow up strong.
We loved you like a son. We trusted you. Your faithful wife trusted you. Your children adored you.
Here's Jim Murray.
The DA revealed gruesome new details about the murders. As Watts strangled his wife, it would have taken up to 4 minutes to end her life. Then he smothered his 2 daughters. 4-year-old Bella fought back as her dad was killing her. Even more shocking, just hours after burying his wife and dumping his daughter's bodies in oil tanks, he was back with his co-workers, acting as if nothing had happened.
Even his own mother expressed horror at Watts' crimes. A tear rolled down his cheek as she spoke.
This is something we will never get over. We will always mourn the loss of our family. I am still struggling to understand how and why this tragedy occurred.
He kept his head bowed as his mother turned to look at him.
We love you, and we forgive you, son.
He did not look back at her. 33-year-old Watts was offered an opportunity to speak.
Would you like to make a statement?
No, sir.
But his attorney apologized on his behalf.
Although he understands that words are hollow at this point, he is sincerely sorry for all of this.
And when it was time to hear his fate, Watts' legs shook uncontrollably beneath the defense table.
The court is going to sentence you, sir, to life in the Colorado Department of Corrections with no possibility of parole.
District Attorney Michael Rourke said there will always be unanswered questions about the horrifying crime.
I don't think he will give an honest assessment of why he did what he did, how he did what he did, and I don't think that there is ever going to be a satisfactory answer for anyone.
Live your best work life at Southeast Alaska's largest healthcare organization, SEARCH.
And now to that
So I'm just going to play this last one where I believe it's like footage of where he put the bodies.
Unnerving moment. Chris Watts explains why he put the bodies of his family into oil tanks. Denver 7's Jennifer Kowaleski has been pouring through these hours of police interrogation videos you first saw on Denver 7. She has our report.
Either you're this monster who says, I just want this young, hot girlfriend, so I'm going to kill everyone and hope it works out, or something.
Chris Watts' body language is as bizarre to investigators as he was in front of our cameras. It would take detectives more than 6 hours to get Chris to finally tell them where he put the bodies of his pregnant wife and 2 little girls.
Okay, can you mark it for me? That S for Shannan. Okay, and where are the girls at?
This is drone video of the oil field where the bodies were found. His wife wrapped in sheets from their bed. But no one was buying Chris's story.
Don't get mad, but what it looks like is that you found a new life, and the only way to get that new life was to get rid of the old life. And I think that you killed these girls before their mom came home, and then killed Shannan. And that's what we're kind of left, that's what we have to believe, because it just doesn't make sense. I mean, I think we're very, very close to the truth, but not quite there yet. So if you're not that monster...
I'm not a monster. I didn't kill my babies.
After he tells them where, detectives ask Chris again and again how and why he put his babies in those oil tanks.
Why take their bodies out of the house and bury them?
I was scared. I didn't know what else to do.
Once investigators start searching the oil field, they come back into the interrogation room because no one can believe Chris could have fit his girls into those tanks.
How did you get them in the tanks? 'Cause
The hatch on top.
the hatch. How do you access that?
Walk upstairs.
And then what?
Open it.
Was it hard to get them in there? Did you have to push or anything, or?
Not really.
Chris then admits why he buried Shannan in a shallow grave, not in the oil tanks.
Is Shannan here because she couldn't, like, could you not lift her all the way up there, or? You couldn't? Would she have been too big to fit in that hole? You feel sorry for what you did?
Of course, I would have lost control and got on top of Shannan and did that.
A possible moment of remorse, or more lies from a monster. That's for you to decide.
I'm not a monster. I didn't kill my babies.
Denver 7 was the first to bring you these videos, and we have posted all of them in their entirety. And you can watch them right now on the Denver 7 app or on our special Watts shelf on the apps for Roku and Amazon Fire.
Literally insane. Insane. I'm going to link a bunch of different videos that if you are into or you want to know about this case, I would be very surprised if nobody does. But there are cases out there that I don't know about, that like the Rodney Akala case. I knew nothing about that. And, so I will make sure to leave those in the description box. Please, 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 if you enjoy this kind of content, give me a follow, like the video, and share the video. Maybe your friends like true crime. And by all means, get in those comments and let me know, what do you think about this case? What are your thoughts? Do you think Nicole Kessinger had anything to do with this? Like I said, I have my beliefs on her, but I am more than willing to be open ears to everyone's opinions on it. So with that said, that's all for this one. We will see you in the next.
If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and share with some friends.